Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Casual Cup Season 1, Week 4, Pickems, hosted by myself, Cobb, and
me, Sidereus.
Yes. And we're going to be going through each of the matchups this week. From a perspective where none of them have been played yet, this is the first day of the week.
Yeah. I don't think any of them have been played yet either, so I think we're good in that regard.
Alright, so we'll just jump right into it. First off, we have the Oshawatts, hosted by Kachurn, or coached by Kachurn, I should say, versus the Italian Infernapes, hosted by Domstar, hopping into sub.
This sounds like it'll be a fun one. This will be Domstar's first match in the Casual Cup.
Yeah, taking up the reins from the Venezuelan Vaporeons. So let's see if he can pull that win-loss record back up for the rest of the season. Be very interesting.
Yeah.
And so Kachurn did have himself, the Oshawatts, picked as the winner for this one. And honestly, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, looking through the teams here, it's hard to say because, again, we haven't seen Domstar play at all.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like Charizard X would be pretty scary to deal with. Just feel like the two megas Scizor
sure.
is going to be significantly less of a problem against the Domstar's team than Charizard X is going to be on Robert's team.
Yeah, that's fair. Although I would like to note that Domstar's speed is not exceptional. I mean, he does have. True. He has things like the Espeon. He has Charizard. He has Tapu Fini, but no, not Tapu Fini. Tentacruel, Volcarona. These things are decently fast. I think most of them are around 100. But Robert does have things like the Scizor, things like the Doug Trio, Tornadus, that are all pretty deceptively fast. And
yeah,
if he's able to kind of keep up that fast offensive pressure, then I feel like it'll give Domstar at least a little bit of trouble on that alone.
Yeah, that's fair. But I don't know, just looking at the team, I feel like they both have some very scary powerhouses. You can see the Slurpuff on the Oshawatts, Charizard X on Italian Infernapes, Volcarona, Goodra. There's a lot of scary mons that can definitely punch some holes in if the opponent's not careful. But I don't know, something is telling me that the Italian Infernapes have a bit of an edge here just on team matchup.
That's fair. Yeah, I can definitely see this one being close.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, just good bulk on both sides as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
The Gastrodon, amazing defensive typing. Miltank also a big meaty tank.
For sure.
So yeah, I think we'll wrap this one up and move on.
Yeah. So you have the Oshawatts, I have the Italian Infernapes.
Yeah, I think I do kind of agree with Robert, but that's just my imagination, although I'm not entirely familiar with a lot of the mons Domstar has.
That's fair.
Yeah, so moving on, we have the Philadelphia Flareons, hosted by Jaden. I keep saying hosted, coached by Jaden, versus the Vigrid Vespiquen, coached by Ryan DCB. And this is another interesting one, I think. Kachurn does say that the Flareons have the edge in this particular matchup.
Yeah, I do know that Jaden has a lot of experience with this, first off, and has just been tearing it up since he started.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Jaden's team is very scary just from what I've looked at from my own perspective, just for the future. And yeah, things like Sceptile Mega was a really undervalued pick probably, and something that I was considering taking myself.
Yeah, that is a very fast mon.
Yeah, same with Landorus Eye and Necrozma. All these all these mons are just.
Oh yeah, now that I'm
kind
of going through it, yeah, pretty scary.
Yeah.
Although
and
Ryan...
then you have like things like the Scolipede there to being one of like the best hazard setters in general.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really... go ahead.
Florges is a very good special tank as well.
Yeah.
I did use that last season, and it served me pretty well.
But yeah, looking at a team like Ryan's, that's just generally, it looks fairly slow. It looks pretty, like, it looks much more so on the defensive side with like some like tanks in there that will do some damage, but it's generally slow. Gonna be taking their hits and then dealing them out, except for like the Kartana. Mm-hmm. But generally, it looks like Ryan's gonna need to switch a lot, which means like a good hazard setter like Scolipede is really scary.
That's fair, yeah. I definitely see that. And yeah, just even being able to be slower, but taking those hits and doing your own hits back, I feel like that's just going to wear them down very, very quickly with some of the offensive pressure that Jaden has. And ultimately, he's just going to get outpaced in that regard. Though I won't sleep on Ryan, because it's definitely... some of these mons can definitely make stuff happen, but he's definitely... I'm not gonna say playing from behind, but Jaden definitely
has a bit of an edge.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna need to find some creative ways to get around that, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this match. I'm excited for most of Jaden's matches in general.
Yeah, he didn't compete last season, but definitely tearing it up this season already.
Yeah.
Very much a pleasure to watch. So, any other comments on this one?
Very creative sets.
Any other comments on this matchup?
No, I think I've said most of what I want to say. Sidereus will also be interesting because it's a good way to like spread around, like burns or toxics, just due to his ability.
Oh. Okay.
Or wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. No, it's what's the set that Sidereus runs? Do you know what I'm talking about? How runs like a toxic orb or flame orb and then passes on status?
I have no idea. I'm not familiar with Sidereus.
There's like a magic guard set with Sidereus that you can like pass around statuses, which could be interesting for the slower, bulkier team.
Oh yeah, just like those little gimmicks, right? I feel like this match is gonna have a lot of room for that kind of stuff. Like Ryan kind of counterplaying some of Jaden's more straightforward strats, but then Jaden's able to put some even more creative counterplay on top of that.
Yeah, I think like if Ryan wants to do well here, if I were in his shoes at least, like I'd want to kind of just like hit hard and like don't try to play the long game. Like put in like something strong and then just try to tear through. But it depends. It all depends on what each of the players brings to the match. I could see this going a lot of different ways.
Definitely. Alright, so I guess we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah. Which
will be the Crabby Club, myself, and Ethan versus the London Lycanroc, coached by Mikkel. I'm just saying hosted from now on. I don't care.
It's trendy. It's a new thing. It's quirky.
Yeah, we're hosts. So Robert did give myself the favor in this one, although I will say Mikkel's team is definitely one of the scarier ones I'd looked at prior to.
Just having Lando T is just terrifying in its own right.
Yeah,
inarguably the best mon outside of Ubers and has been for a long time.
Yeah, like I wasn't too familiar with the metagame outside of draft for a while, but I have heard the infamous tales of Lando T about Tox Specs. And Incineroar, I believe, as well. Just very, very strong mons on this team.
Yeah, and like I was watching one of Mikkel's matches earlier today, and it was just like that. Both those two Intimidate mons plus the Sovali parting shot, just like he can really suck away momentum from you really fast, and it looks infuriating to play against.
Jeez, yeah. And yeah, Toxapex setting up hazards and just stuff like that is definitely not going to incentivize me to switch out to reset that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a competitive melodic match.
Yeah, that's actually true, because he needs to be a lot more careful with Intimidates then.
Yeah.
And given that, like, 2 out of, like, his, like, top 3 mods rely on that, that's actually really valuable. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done any calculations for this one yet, but from what I'm looking at, I feel like I'm going to be wanting to play a lot more defensive. I do have the decent defensive picks in Melodic, Cobalion. Dragalge as well can run Assault Vest and become decently tanky.
Yeah.
Dusclops, I don't know about Dusclops in this one, but definitely a lot of stuff to look out for.
Yeah, I've still been having a bit of a hard time figuring out exactly what Mikkel's team is more well suited towards, because he has like those fast, heavy hitting mons like Mega Manectric, Noivern, Lycanroc, but then like he also has those like slower kind of wear you downs or like big hitters like Toxapex and Gardevoir and Incineroar, Silvally. And then there's always Landorus T that can run whatever set it wants. It can do so many different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that'll be an interesting match.
Yeah, although Robert did give this to me, just based on what I've seen so far, I'm definitely going to need to find some ways around that. And just for that, I will give Mikkel the inherent advantage myself.
Yeah.
Though I'm excited for this one, and I definitely will hope it's close at worst.
Yeah. I'm excited for it too. I think I have faith in you. I think that you can pull through. You can play around a lot of these mods and figure stuff out. Because one thing you're really good at is also like making those more creative sets and working things out very specific to the person you're fighting. And I think that is going to take you very far in this set.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I think this will be a fun one, because I need to figure out all these little niche strats to use.
Yeah.
All right. Ready to move on with this one?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Williamsburg Whimsicots, coached by Pentros and with Incog on board, and then we also have the Muslim Mewtwo's hosted by Yu. Hosted. Whatever. So, yeah, I mean, you've done a bit of prep. You have played against Yu's team before, so I think you'll be able to offer a bit of insight onto his lineup.
Honestly, just right off the bat, I see Jirachi and I see Mega Steelix, and especially Jirachi, I think will be very valuable, because at least when I was prepping for the Muslim Mewtwo's, the single like most obnoxious thing for me to try to prep around was Clefable. Like,
yeah, that thing is it's a wall.
Yeah,
simplest.
But just
terms.
having Jirachi and Steelix there already can do like a really good job of keeping that in check.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that in and of itself would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Although Muslim Mewtwo's do still have the Magnezone that can trap in those Steel types, and that can be a problem in and of itself. So
that's true. Yeah.
Can be back and forth.
Yeah. Whimsicott also able to use a whole variety of status moves with Prankster.
Yeah.
And the Medicham, it is a pretty big physical offensive threat, though.
The Medicham is terrifying.
Yeah. You're not careful, that thing will tear through anything. Though it is worth noting, Dusknoir don't imagine would be a terrible switch into it. Being immune to fighting moves. Sure. If he's running high jump kick on it, I believe that's the type immunity will cause crash damage.
Yes.
And overall, I think Mega Medicham's only stab option would be Zen Headbutt.
Yeah.
I don't think that's enough to 2-hit kill it. And meanwhile, Dusknoir can bring out Choice Band, Shadow Sneak, and stuff like that.
Or like burn it or something. Like,
yeah, all mana.
Take it out of the way.
things to hinder it.
Yeah, I knew like my plan for that match was to just burn Medicham and kind of just make it a non-issue for the rest of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you could see that coming out as well.
Yeah, Robert did give this in favor of the Williamsburg Whimsicots, though I won't sleep on Yu because he is also a very strong competitor in this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
League.
I'd be tempted to agree with Robert though.
Yeah, I think just looking at the lineups, looking at the potential Mon matchups that we can see here, I definitely think Yu's going to need to find some counterplay to this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, stuff like Minior, Hitmontop, like just these little like offensive little threats, I guess, that can kind of put dents in Yu's more bulky Mons.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Although, like, if the Williamsburg Whimsicots aren't careful, I could feasibly see Omastar doing some damage. Like,
yeah, we've seen that Yu kind of get sent out, but he hasn't accomplished too much thus far, I don't think.
Yeah. But yeah, I could see this being its time to shine, or maybe not. Depends.
Yeah, definitely.
Just off of first glance, it seems like it does have an opportunity to do some damage here.
Mm-hmm. No, we'll say, as always, don't sleep on Torterra.
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely sleeping on it until like 2 days before our match when I saw Yu play against their previous round, and then I was like, maybe I should prep for this thing a little bit more. Then I ran some calcs and I'm like, oh, this thing tanks a lot better than I thought it did.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely something you have to be ready for.
Mm-hmm.
Or else it can ruin like a sweep very easily if you're not careful.
Yeah. And then I also just noticed Yu does have Thunderous and Tornadus Incarnate forms.
Yeah. That's also really obnoxious. It stops any sweep he wants it to if it's like a setup sweeper, but it like relies on speed. Just prankster T-Wave.
Yep.
Awesome thing to play around.
In general, man.
It's very, very not fun to deal with. But thankfully, like it seems like the Williamsburg Whimsicots aren't too focused on like setup sweepers for the most part.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I can really see being a setup sweeper would be like maybe Steelix with Curse.
Yeah.
But that is also very, very slow.
Yeah. Then you could see like maybe Minior doing something as well.
Oh yeah, does that get Shell Smash?
I'm not sure. I think they ran weakness policy. Or no. They did run Shell Smash. Yeah.
Okay.
It does get Shell Smash, I'm pretty sure.
Alright, so that... Yeah,
unless
that
I'm completely mistaken. I'm gonna check right now.
Okay.
But yeah, if that is the case, like that's definitely something that should be on the watch out for.
Definitely.
Yep, it does get Shell Smash.
Alright, so yeah, that is also another thing. And Victini is a very, very interesting Mon.
Yeah, Victini is nice because, depending on the set, could probably switch into Mega Medicham. Not too bad because it can deal with like the priority, resists, high jump kicks, and Zen headbutts.
Yeah.
Like, Victini, I think, will be very valuable in general because it can deal with Magnezone.
Yeah.
Deal with Torterra, which is a very important thing to be able to deal with.
Yep. Yeah, now that I think about it, I definitely see this one in Whimsicott's favor.
Yeah, me too.
But it will be yet another very interesting match to watch.
For sure.
Alright, moving on. The next one we have the Honorable Houndooms versus the Windsor Wurmples.
I love the Windsor Wurmples band or logo every time.
It's so
good.
So it's like this. It's like the stuff you make in like kid pics in like kindergarten.
It makes me so happy.
All right, and Robert does have this one going to the Honorable Houndooms. Turkeyzilla, I believe, not much experience with competitive Pokemon before this draft league.
Yeah, but he's doing pretty alright for himself, all things considered. I saw he lost today's set, but it was 1-0. So it was really close.
Yeah, he's definitely bringing it close. Definitely picked it up. But Fencer...
He's 1-2 right now.
1-2, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Fencer has had a very interesting draft, to say the least. Definitely some Mons here with potential, but
yeah,
in his matches thus far, he just hasn't really had the chance to really set up with him, I guess. He's been the victim of a few setup sweeps thus far.
Yeah. He has one of my favorite Mons, actually, being Stakataka.
Yeah, that thing...
It's a super fun Mon to play with.
That thing looks like a beast. I was considering drafting it as well. Back at the beginning of the season, but did not end up going with it. So yeah, he does have Mew, which is a very, very flexible Mon. You can do basically anything with that.
Yeah, which is so important for drafts, because it raises the unpredictability of your team so much.
Oh yeah, like good luck trying to prep for that. Like,
yeah.
Like you can run pure status on it, you can run an offensive build with it, you can run defensive build with it. Just so many different directions you can go with it.
For sure.
And as a result, you need to be able to prep for all kinds of coverage moves on that thing.
Yeah.
Expect the unexpected on Mew, honestly. And Hitmonlee as well. Fencer did draft that in the last season.
Okay.
And that does have potential to set up with Curse. Unburden with White Herb. That can definitely tear some holes in the Wurmple's defenses once it gets going.
Do you know if there is a rule where you have to Mega Evolve the first turn but your Mega's out?
Yes, the first turn you attack with it, you need to Mega Evolve it.
Okay. So yeah, because I was thinking like Sharpedo could be really scary, but if you can't get those speed boosts, it becomes significantly less scary. Still a threat, mind you, but not as much as it could be otherwise.
That is basically an inherent nerf to Sharpedo in draft format.
Yeah.
But yeah, still able to get like stab Aqua Jets, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Just very high attack stat in general.
Yeah. Good revenge killer in that sense.
Yeah.
Nihiligo, able to set up some hazards. I believe it gets rocks. And
I think so.
I think it gets rocks and toxic spikes.
Oh, really?
I think so. That's my assumption based on its typing. Because Nihiligo was also that was one of the Mons I was thinking of picking in the draft instead of Azelf. But it does have a interesting defensive typing. Just decent offensive as well. Like it's not.
I was about to say like
pure hazard.
Typically you see a more like offensive Nihiligo, and I could see it probably doing. I don't know, having things like Stack Attack, Crocodile there.
Yeah, Giggle it
and
as
like
well.
Yeah, and like Hitmonlee. So a lot of these Mons can deal with Nihiligo's offensive pressure a lot better than most.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing to look out for there though is like the Sylveon. I feel like the Sylveon could actually put in a good bit of work here. So like, I don't know, maybe a spec set, just something that can like tear some holes.
Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, not a terrible amount of fairy counters on Fencer's draft.
Yeah, fairy just being overall like a really good typing.
Yeah. And the Quagsire as well from Turkeyzilla. That has infinite stall potential.
Yeah,
great
I
defensive
did not see
typing.
that until now.
Great defensive typing.
Yeah, that thing's obnoxious.
I remember Robert did have that last season, and you had to bring something for Gonzalez, man, or you're getting stalled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it does get unaware, so it does not care about your setups.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, it's the strongest trait.
Yep.
All in all, though, I do think I'd give this to Turkeyzilla. Really? I think he's been making a lot of like very creative sets, even if he isn't like too knowledgeable on like the meta at large.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has been doing a good job with his prep work in general. I think he could take this.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, but I'm gonna go with Fencer just as long as he puts in the proper prep work, right? Like he doesn't get caught like deer in headlights on the opponent doing something, and then he just can't play from behind.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So if Fencer preps properly and does these kind of calculations beforehand to help with his team building, then I can definitely see him being able to overcome Turkeyzilla. But yeah, this will be another interesting one, just on that alone.
Yeah. A lot of interesting matches this week, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Alright. I believe we will now move on to yourself, the Starring Staraptors, versus the Charming Chandelures. Charming Chandelures.
Who are they hosted by?
They are hosted by Uni and Parm.
Very good.
And Robert actually did put this one in your favor.
I'm going to say right now, I haven't built my team yet for this, but I've looked into it, some first glances, bounced off some ideas, and I'm not feeling too confident about this one. I think this is going to be the one I lose. Yeah. Uni and Parm are just very good team builders. They prep very well, and unlike a lot of my previous matches, none of my mons really stand out to me like, yeah, if I play my cards right, this could sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them really stand out to me that way. A lot of the speed tiers don't quite line up for me, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, and just like a lot of stuff on the Charming Chandelures that can kind of break through your bulk pretty easily.
Yeah.
Keldeo as well, being able to scald all of your physical attackers. I believe you told me it can actually outspeed Shell Smash Barbarical.
Yeah, by like 3 points, and it makes me really upset.
So, yeah, definitely good picks from Uni here.
Yeah, like as I said, like I feel like I've been getting away with setup sweeping a lot so far, like which is why like my differential has been so high.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can get away with it here. And I feel like I'm probably going to end up going a more gimmicky route. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. It might be Trick Room, might be something else.
Oh boy.
I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to go with something cheeky.
All right.
A lot of cheeky sets to try to catch them off guard, because I'm sure they're going to be doing the same to me.
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm
really excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to start proper team building basically right after we're done here, probably.
Cool.
But it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Oh, yeah. And I'm trying to look at these kind of type advantages here. Because Ambipom has been putting in huge work lately.
Bless Ambipom. I love him so much.
I believe we saw a choice band set in your first match. I want to say.
No, I've ran Life Orb basically every time, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that Life Orb, and I believe it gets Technician as well.
Technician as well as Skill Link.
Right, so that Tail Slap is going to slap you up if you are not careful.
I love Tail Slap on Ambipom.
Yeah. But just things like, I'm noticing the Bronzong here, definitely going to be able to tank a few of those.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Bronzong is just an amazing defensive mon in general.
Yeah, Bronzong really scares me. A lot of things just like there are a lot of hard things to break through. Which is kind of what I've been relying on, just breaking through things.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I'm really scared for this one. I don't think I'm gonna win it. Which might catch people off guard hearing me say that, but I'm not confident. But I will be trying my best.
Alright. Well, I believe in you, man. Not to downplay Uni, but I'm rooting for you. Robert's apparently rooting for you as well, but
I appreciate the support.
Nobody's sleeping on Uni.
Yeah.
Definitely a very strong contender in this league.
Yeah. What are their differentials at right now? I'm pretty sure they're doing super well as well. Are they 3-0?
I think
they're
so.
2-1. They just lost to the Philadelphia Flyers, which is fair. That's also that's not a super good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they at right now? Yeah, the Philadelphia Flyers are 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I believe you, Flareons, myself, and by the skin of my teeth, and one other team I believe are 3-0 right now.
Wait, have you played your third round yet?
No, I'm thinking of 2-0.
Undefeated.
I gotta play. Yeah.
So that's what matters.
I gotta play Crow.
Yeah, but yeah, looking at the stats here, it's me, Jaden, and potentially you. The 3-0 so far.
All right, so yeah, I'm excited to watch this match. Excited to see what you bring to the table.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
It's gonna be a crazy week. Most people done with exams now, so we can start getting those matches underway.
True. I am still only halfway though. But that's okay. I only have to prep for one, and that's a little ways away still.
Great. All right. Next match. Mischievous Murkrows. Benji is hosting / coaching this one, and the Cosmic Crowbats. Don't sleep on Crow, man.
Yeah.
Crow?
All of Crow's matches I'm always very excited for, just because I love Hail teams. I've tried to work with them so much on ladder. Not to much success, mind you.
Yeah.
But I think they're super fun.
He went balls out all in on drafting a Hail team.
And you know what? I respect that.
I respect it. He does also have the Azumarill on board, which can belly drum and just end you if you're not aware of it.
Definitely very scary mon.
Pyukumuku, as he did bring last season, is able to block you and then Toxic Stall you, essentially.
For sure.
Abomasnow does get Snow Warning, although the extra 40 points it got from being one of the lower tier megas has definitely helped him pick some of these stronger mons as well. Sandslash with Slush Rush is going to be terrifying in Hail. Ninetales is going to have Aurora Veil to basically help his defenses a lot, and let the things like Azumarill and Cloyster set up.
Yeah, and like everyone's probably mentioned at this point how the Mandibuzz has Overcoat and all that, but I'm just now realizing that he only actually has 3 mons that will get hurt by his Hail. So that's nice. That's not a lot of mons to get hurt by Hail. Or 4, sorry, Azumarill as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like almost half his team. Never mind.
It could be none if he picks the right ones for his actual team.
True.
But yeah, definitely in terms of type weakness, there's a definite rock weakness here on all these ice types. There's a fighting weakness on Lucario as well as the ice types. So just that type coverage is going to be important for Benji, and we haven't actually talked about Benji at all so far.
I was going to say, I feel like
that Heatran is going to put in huge
work.
Yeah.
Heatran's going to be hard to break through. it can deal like those steel type hits. It's also gonna hurt a lot of his team along with the fire type moves.
Yep.
Snorlax. Then the other ones
as well is going to be able to set up with Curse and Belly Drum.
Yeah. There's also Fairthorn, which is traditionally one of the best like checks to a Azumarill. Although, didn't Azumarill get a fighting type move in one of the more recent gens? By recent, I mean like within the past like 5 years or something.
I don't
yeah,
know.
Brick Break.
It got Brick Break? Okay.
And Superpower, I think, right?
Superpower,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, Superpower. So yeah, think about that now though. That makes it a lot easier for Azu to break through a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Hitting the Snorlax for massive damage, the Heatran already being covered. It's nice that Benji has Zeraora there. I don't know if he can live a +6 Aqua Jet, but if it can take care of
definitely.
the Belly Drum Azu.
Yeah, because it's only going to be at 50% health after that.
Yeah.
And I noticed Crow does usually do Normalium Z Belly Drum to fully restore its HP beforehand. But the downside of that is that you don't get an
You're
item
still
play.
at 50.
Yes, you're still at 50 afterwards, but you also just don't get an item to maybe for recovery or whatever you want to do with. So you basically only need
the other like
2-hit kill it.
Yeah, the other like common set would be like Citrus Berry to get them back up to like 75 to maybe tank a hit.
Yeah.
But like looking at this, I'm seeing like Zeraora can deal with Azu, maybe. Sableye, that's a very nice mon to have here. Prankster, Will-O-Wisp, always gonna come in super clutch in these scenarios. And I think that's going to be like, I feel like that's going to be super vital to keep Azu in check, because otherwise I don't see anything that can reliably stop Azu.
Yeah, and if Benji plays his hazards right, Crow's only hazard removal is Spin on Cloyster and Defog on Mandibuzz.
Both which are weak to rocks, of course.
Yep. So, yeah, and Sableye will also be able to act as a spin blocker on Cloyster without being a terrible matchup on it, because I imagine it gets quite a few rock moves.
Yeah.
That's my assumption anyway, based on the fact it's a gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would honestly give this one to Benji in kind of an overwhelming fashion. Not to sleep on Crow, but this one's gonna give him a hard time.
Yeah.
Primeape is gonna be able to tear through some of his mons as well. It's just raw fighting power.
I think the important thing for Benji is going to be to just not let Crow have any time to breathe.
Yeah.
Because again, like I think if Sableye gets dealt with, and then Azu gets a chance to set up, I think
it's going to be a very
very hard time for Benji.
Yeah.
But if Benji keeps like the jets on, keeps on putting on the pressure, I think that he should be able to have a pretty good time going into this.
Yep. Sableye Prankster Taunt is also going to be able to prevent a lot of the setups from Azumarill.
True.
Cloyster. But yeah, definitely an upwards battle for Crow here.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. Alright, and I believe it is our last match of this week. We'll have the Garrick Garchomps versus the Acelil and Ninetales. Two very strong teams, draft-wise. And I've played against both thus far.
Okay, so you should be able to offer some good insight.
Yeah, so my insight on this is they both just have like powerhouses, like Choice Band Entei, terrifying, gets extreme speed. Or Choreo, he actually has access to all forms, which is not something I'd prepped for.
Yeah, that's scary. Shout out to Snap.
and his cat.
Ah.
So yeah, we're gonna see Mega Garchomp versus regular Garchomp.
Nice.
Regular
I believe we were
Garchomp
seeing
faster.
Mega Blastoise versus regular Blastoise earlier.
Oh yeah, Ryan versus Jaden.
Yeah.
But
this will be a good week for the Spider-Man meme.
Oh yeah, pointing at themselves. So
yeah,
Robert did give this one to the Asololin Ninetales.
Okay. Let me.
That
I could see it.
Yeah, that Q-Room Black is terrifying wall breaker, especially with a choice band item or with a Z move.
Yeah.
It's just...
The introductions of Z moves really helped out Karen Black. Give him access to a good ice type stab.
Yeah, like when I was, because I believe it's Freeze Shock, which is normally a 2-turn charge, but with the Z move you can just get the 200 power Sub-Zero Slammer. And I remember trying to prep for that.
Massive attack stat.
I remember trying to prep for that, and I'm just like, yeah, what am I sacking against this thing?
Yeah.
Talonflame being able to be pretty fast. Kaiser has pretty good rock setters in Empoleon and Diancie. I believe Blissey gets rocks.
I believe.
Does Spiritomb get rocks? Yeah, Blissey gets rocks.
I think so, right?
I actually have no idea.
Spiritomb?
I know Garchomp gets rocks as well. I'm pretty sure.
True.
Both
Garchomp is another one of those like very versatile mons.
Yeah, you can play it tanky, you can play it offensive. Although Cricket is gonna have...
I definitely lied on Spiritomb, by the way. It does not get rocks.
Okay, it is a rock, but it does not get rocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Garchomp, Asololin Ninetales is going to be able to mix that up a lot better because Cricket is bound to the Megastone as its item.
True.
As well as base Garchomp being faster than Mega Garchomp.
Yeah. Garchomp being like one of those few mons where it's considered better in its regular form than its Mega form generally.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. In exchange for a bit more offensive presence.
Yeah.
And Klefki is the setup mon, the status mon. Having Prankster, great defensive typing, great bulk, a whole slew of whatever status moves you can imagine. With Defog.
I'm thinking this is gonna be a pretty slow match between these two.
I can see it.
I think they're each gonna bring like a mostly defensive team and like one powerhouse that will try to just like tear holes into the other one. And I think it's gonna come down to which one of them preps better for that powerhouse.
Yeah. I think maybe Choice Scarf Toxicroak would be a good pick for this one. Okay. Being able to you can go the Earthquake route to pressure Klefki, Metagross. You can go Poison Jab to deal with Gardevoir. Gardevoir Mega is a huge...
Toxicroak gets Earthquake?
Yes, I believe so.
No.
I believe that's something I prepped for, yes.
I was not aware of that.
I could be totally wrong. I could be remembering myself using Earthquake against it. Hold on.
No, gets Earthquake, you're right.
Interesting. So yeah, Oricorio has basically access to 4 different type variations.
Yeah.
So that thing is going to be take a lot of work to prep for because you can't sleep on any of them. Tapu Bulu is very, very strong. It's got good bulk, and
yeah, that's actually going to be really valuable for dealing with the Karen Black as well.
Yeah,
resisting or just flat out nullifying both the stabs.
Yeah. But yeah, Gardevoir Mega is just going to be able to spam that nuke of Hyper Voice with Pixelate.
True.
Although, honestly, other than Garchomp, I don't think it's going to be terribly effective. Stuff like Blissey can just tank the hell out of that. Toxicroak is going to resist
Empoleon.
Yeah,
or Toxicroak would be neutral.
Would it?
Toxicroak probably dies.
Oh, it's part fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. But yeah.
Toxicroak probably dies. It's not the bulkiest one.
Alakazam,
Yeah, I
though,
feel like
super fast.
True.
Off the top of my head, it might be able to kill Gardevoir. Gardevoir can be run a bit tanky in the special department, which can make it hard to one-hit kill.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I feel like this will be a close one for sure. I think
I'm expecting whoever wins is gonna be like 1-0, maybe 2-0.
Yeah, it'll definitely come down to like who saves what for the very last mon.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's gonna be a really slow match.
Yeah, especially with stuff like the Blissey out there, stuff like the Klefki.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sword of Strife has a pretty terrifying draft, just in general. But he has, I feel like, yet to fully maximize its potential. So it'd be pretty interesting to see if he makes any significant changes in kind of his team building strategy, just like stuff like that. I will give it to him with a very slight edge in this one.
Okay. I think that the Garrick Garchomps have. I think they're gonna win this.
Yeah, I can definitely see that as well.
I think the top of Bulu is gonna be just super valuable and really hard for Sword of Strife to deal with.
Yeah, Tapu Bulu is gonna be tough. Alakazam is gonna be tough. Entei actually. Something to note is Sword of Strife has a pretty big ice and fire weakness across the board here.
Oh yeah.
Talonflame, Charizard, both 4 times weak to rock. Kyurem is weak to fighting, I think.
Kyurem? It does Dragon resist fighting. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think it does.
I think
that might be
stupid surprised with something, but yeah, definitely some fighting moves. Some fire is going to deal with Klefki and Metagross, Rotom.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of stuff to consider. You might want to keep those coverage moves in mind if I were Cricket.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, that wraps up our Week 4 Pickems. Thank you very much for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me. It was a blast.
Yep, definitely some exciting matches to come this upcoming 10 days. So we will see you guys.
You all enjoyed?
Yep. And peace.
Peace.